Well, we ought to just lift him, lift him, lift him, lift him higher, 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 draw me unto me. Oh, lift him up. Just lift him up. Oh, still he breathes from eternity. Yeah, if I be lifted up from the earth, yes, I'll draw all men unto me. Good morning. God is good. Every now and then, many of us in our lives have gone to parades. We have been a part of the crowd welcoming somebody or something or paying tribute to some event that has taken place. Many times we go to festivals and we're so happy to be there. It's a celebration. And most of the time we go, it's a joyful occasion. Every now and then, maybe we pay tribute to an individual because of something he has done, sometimes because of something he stands for. And if a president comes to town and is one that we voted for, one that we like, just to get a glimpse of him, we may go downtown. You know, if the governor comes and we really like him, we want to be there. If the mayor comes here and we like him, we don't be here. We don't like him, we're not going to come. But sometimes we got to understand that things just don't happen anymore. You have to prepare. You know, you're going to have a festival, you're going to have a parade, you got to prepare. And Jesus was coming to Jerusalem. And let me tell you something. At this point in Jesus' life, he had been all around the area teaching. And he had been all around the area healing, all around the area performing miracles. And many people had seen him, but a whole lot, thousands, had heard about him and had heard about his good works. And they just wanted to be able to see him. And they prepared for him. But before Jesus and his disciples came to Jerusalem, and after he had performed all these miracles, and just before they came, they prepared. And Jesus told them to go. And it's so important that you understand some things. He told them to go and get him a donkey, for want of another word. He told them to go and get him a donkey. And he told them where to go. In fact, he told them where the donkey was going to be. And say, if anyone inquire or ask you why you're getting a donkey, just tell them I sent you. Now, that's power in itself. because Jesus knew whoever gonna ask the question knew of him. You know, and sometimes when you know that someone's coming to town, it's the governor's coming to town, and you like the governor, and the governor's in need of your special kind of convertible Cadillac to ride in, and he wants it, and you're gonna let him have it. You're gonna let him have it. You're gonna let him use it. Let him use it. Now, let me tell you something. If you step back 1 minute and you look at the preparation, Jesus told them what to do, how to do it, where to go, and what to say if someone inquired. And see, as Jesus was, even in his final days, he was still teaching his people how to do, how to prepare, what to do, how to go about doing it. And let me tell you something, as Christians, we should be doing the same thing. Until the day we die, we ought to be given instructions on how to love and how to do what thus said the Lord. Now, let me tell you something. Everybody is with you when everything is right, when everything is beautiful, when everything is good. Nothing no one can say bad about you. And this is the way it was when Jesus triumphantly entered Jerusalem. And we all have had these beautiful moments. But now let me tell you about Matthew 21st chapter, the 1st through the 11th verse. It talks about the preparation of Jesus coming to Jerusalem. But when we get further on in the chapter, you're going to also talk about how they treated my God, how they treated Jesus. But we're going to talk about the Passover next week. But just before we get to the Passover, do you know what? People will turn against you and do things against you that they did last week for you. Because people love you today doesn't mean they're going to love you tomorrow. And let me tell you something. You got to be prepared. There are some people that are jealous of you, and just because you did something good for them today, right now they're jealous of the side and they're in love with you. But as soon as the night comes and the morning, it's a whole new game. And let me tell you something about it. Jesus knew his people. He knew his enemies. But he never advised his people to be violent. He always told them what to do and how to do it. Let me tell you something. As Christians, we ought to be able to accept instructions, especially when it comes from someone in authority. Now, let me tell you something else about this lesson. It teaches us about preparation and about instructions. You know, those disciples, they didn't question Jesus. They did as instructed. They did as told. Now, we had, and they're going to be a little long this morning, because let me tell you why. We had a discussion in our class about leaders telling people what to do, how to do it. And every now and then, if you got a bad leader, he can give you bad advice and bad instruction, and you can do bad things. But if you're the kind of servant and you're the kind of Christian that know the difference between right and wrong, good and bad, you know to do those things that's right, do those things that's good, and turn your back and don't do those things that's bad. Therefore, as a Christian, you got to study the word. You got to know what's good and what's bad. You can't say, I'm doing this because somebody else told me. The law doesn't believe in that. If someone tell you go kill somebody, and you go kill them, you are an accessory to the fact. You're a part of the conspiracy. And you can't say someone had a gun in my head and told me to shoot somebody else. It doesn't work that way. So you see, it's so important that we learn to take instructions, but we also need to know the goodness of the instruction. And sometimes we need to know the instructor. All leaders are not good leaders. All people are not good people. So you can't get away with saying someone told me to do it or someone told me to say it. But we got to learn how to follow instruction. Now, having said that, let me do one of those unpaid commercials. We talked about our lesson this morning, and we talked about how the disciples did what Jesus said. We need all these young people in here because they need to understand that when someone in a leadership role give you instruction, tell you what to do and how to do it, you're not to question them. You're supposed to follow them. You're supposed to do it. That's how you teach kids to be kids and to be Christians and to be good people. And the problem is, I look out there and I see everybody my age. I'm sorry, not my age, but a little younger, but not young enough. We ain't got enough young people running around here. What's wrong with us? And we've been saying this for years. We have to do something about our Sunday school. We got to get these young people in here and teach them. And this is a good teachable lesson. We got to teach them how to follow instruction. We got to teach them that if someone gives you bad instruction, you got to study enough so that you know that they're bad, so you know you're not supposed to do it. But they aren't here. And I see all these churches having 2 and 3 services a day. What does it mean to talk to me? I got 1 foot in the grave and 1 foot out. You need to be talking to somebody that got a whole 50 years ahead of them. And you got to teach them what respect is. The disciples respected Jesus so much until they went and did what he said. But we don't teach respect. And they learn respect in the streets. Now, whenever I talk about the lesson, if I can't deal with intellect, it's not worth talking about. And intellect is meaningful to these young people out there. We got to get them in here. And I don't know exactly what it takes, but we got to get them in here. And let me tell you something, it's not your job, it's not my job, it's our job. Our job. When I talk about you, I talk about me too. We got to get these young people.
All right, we want to thank Deacon Hilliard for doing Interlife for us this morning. Good morning, everybody. Looks like we're all family this morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Does anyone have any announcements they would like to share this time? If not, we will go on with the secretary's report. The women will keep the attendance banner with 7 present, and the men will take the offering banner with $387. Amen.
Congratulations on the head of the winning five.
Thank you.
Wow. He didn't say anything. All right. All right. Our thought for today is great moves of God are usually preceded by simple acts of obedience. If there is nothing else, we will sing. We're going to sing what we just sung. First verse will lift them up. You want to sing? Come on. Come on.
Testing.
Oh, you going to I thought you was going to do your solo.
She finished it, yo.
I'm gonna say verse number 2, y'all. Yeah. Is that? Oh, the world is hungry for the living bread. Lift the Savior up for men to see. Oh, he said, and if I be lifted up from the earth, I'll draw all men unto me. Oh, lift him up. Oh, lift him up. Oh, still he speaks from eternity. Yeah, you know God said, if I walk right, God said, if I talk right, God said, if I live right, God said, if I pray right, I'll draw, I'll draw, I'll draw, I'll draw all men unto me.
In all thy ways, acknowledge him, and he shall direct our path. Amen.
If the spirit hits you, just let it roll.